Everybody's got a person or a thing that has completely changed their life. The way they look at things, the way they handle problems, the way they carry themselves, the way they're disciplined, the way they work hard, things like that. I feel like everybody's got that one thing or that one event or that one something that they can look at and say, it was at that point that I really started to do this better. For me, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was a book. First of all, thank you all for tuning in. Day 4 of 100 videos today. Gonna go a little bit off the path that we have been. This still is very applicable to my business life. This thing truly changed the way that my brain is wired. And maybe if you haven't had that thing or that person or that event or that moment yet, this is the perfect video for you. And even if you have, I would definitely still watch this video because everybody needs to know about what I'm about to talk about. So I was never really a reader at all growing up. In elementary school, I was an AR star, so don't get that twisted. But when it became time to start reading things on my own, I just never really did it. But when I got my real estate license and I knew that I was getting into business, it was time to really change that. Reading is essential for business owners because there's always things you can learn. There's not a single person out there who couldn't benefit from reading. There's always so much knowledge and so much power out there that you can grasp just by reading a book. Some of you are probably like, yeah, dude, what are you talking about? We've been on this wave. And for you, I just want to say, take it easy, all right? Some of us pick it up slower than others. So when I got into real estate, I knew that it was time for me to take that leap. And I call it a leap because for me, it was a big deal. I mean, just the thought, just the idea of reading growing up was like, I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I'm good. So when I finally decided that it was time for me to start doing this and did it, took action upon it, it truly did change my life. And I'm going to tell you why. So I started with a book called Make Your Bed. Really great first book because it's really short, but super, super powerful. It's by a former Navy SEAL, and it's a great guide for making the most out of your every single day. Would definitely recommend reading that book. Again, Make Your Bed. I'll throw a picture of it up right here. But that's not what I came here to talk about today. I ended up reading a few more books. Obviously, read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller and things like that. And then it was about this time last year, well, the beginning of the year last year, that I found Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Here it is, guys. This thing right here changed my life. The front of the book says, master your mind and defy the odds. And I truly feel like that is exactly what this book helps you to do. And we're going to go into detail on why. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about this book and how I feel like implementing the things that I learned from this book truly did change me. First, you need to learn about the author, who's David Goggins, who is an absolute maniac.
Stay hard! Stay savage!
The guy has done some absolutely remarkable things, things that most people wouldn't even consider trying. The things that he's done truly will blow your mind. I don't want to spoil the book for you, but David Goggins was a 300-pound guy who was making $1,000 a month spraying for cockroaches and steak and shakes every night. He turned into a Navy SEAL, an ultra runner, so many more things that you're going to learn about when you open this book. Another thing that's important to know before getting into Can't Hurt Me is that this is not your regular self-help book. It's not, go stand in the mirror and tell yourself that you rock 10 times a morning and you're going to really start to believe it. The furthest thing possible from that. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It teaches you to accept what the reality truly is and then change it for the better. David Goggins is certainly not going to tell you to go stand in the mirror and scream affirmations. He's going to tell you to do the opposite. Find your flaws, come to terms with them, and then make it better. If you're not feeling the pain, if you don't understand exactly where you're at and you're trying to fabricate this false reality of who you are and what you are, then this isn't going to work. You need to be in a headspace to be ready to change for the better. Next thing to know is that David Goggins does not talk nice. This is not a child-friendly book. He's got a way of speaking that is, again, very different from a lot of self-help authors. He's actually a motivational speaker now, even though he hates the word motivation because it's temporary. The way he talks is that of somebody who gets paid to inspire you. And you can really feel that in this book. From the way he grew up to the person that he is now, David Goggins has gone through a lot. And you're going to read about all of those things in this book. I'm sure by the time you get through this book, you're going to want to learn more about this guy because of all the insane accomplishments that he's done. And you're going to do some additional research. But while the style of writing may not be the most normal or what some people consider to be effective, It is absolutely that. So much so to where when I started reading this, guys, I was only through chapter 1. I started the hardest fitness challenge of my life that night, that very night. I picked this book up probably 9:30, probably finished reading it around 10. I said, all right, time to go for a run. So literally that very night, I went out for a run. And for the next months of my life, I was working out multiple times a day. I was reading books. I was feeding my body the things that it needs to be healthy and to grow in the way that you want it to grow, not in the bad way. This book will make you throw out all excuses. I didn't care that it was late. I didn't care that it was cold. I didn't care about none of that. I threw on a hoodie. I threw on a beanie. I went out and started running. I didn't care that I hadn't ran in months because neither had he when he started the journey to become from a 300-pound man to this guy. He didn't care that he hadn't ran in a while. Maybe I didn't make it all the way up the hill. Didn't matter. All you got to do is keep going. This book's going to help you do that. Obviously, I've talked a lot about the sort of physical benefits that this book gave me, but it did so much for me than just that. What a lot of people don't realize is when you start to make these changes in your life, everything else sort of starts to become better too. Mentally, you feel sharper, you feel happier, you feel more confident. And you need those 3 things if you're going to be a business owner, especially in real estate, guys. We all know how much of a roller coaster that this job can be. You're going to need that mental toughness that David Goggins teaches you in order to make it through this with a sane mind. So my confidence is spiking. My mental health and mental toughness is at an all-time high. I feel great. I'm working so hard because I'm waking up early in the morning. I'm exercising. I'm getting straight to work. The following 3 months after reading this book were the best of my real estate career. By far. As I was 23 years old and I sold $2 million+ properties in a month. I certainly don't say that to brag by any means. I was on a team that really helped me get those opportunities, and I was certainly struggling before that. But the immediate impact that this book and those words that are in that book had on my life personally and in my business life are massive. I can't even begin to tell you. You got to try it out for yourself, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because I know for a fact, especially if you're in real estate, but regardless if you're in any business, we go through a lot. Things can change quick, things happen quick, and sometimes you can start to feel down on yourself. You don't feel so mentally sharp. You certainly can let your physical health kind of get away from you. This book will prevent that, at least for a short period of time. It's going to get you to create the habits that you need to be able to do it for a long period of time. After that, it's up to you. But I can almost guarantee that if you read this book, your life will improve, and it will improve quickly. I'm going to do a lot more videos like this where I talk about things that have helped me in my business and personally. We're not going to be super boring on this channel. We're going to really dive into a lot of different topics. Obviously, books being one of them, because again, as a business owner, it's something that you just need to do. You can probably expect a video talking about some more books like this. Maybe I'll group some in together. But this one in particular deserved a video of its own because of how impactful that it truly, truly is. If you're wanting to overcome whatever obstacle has been in your way, pick this book up, guys. It's pretty much everywhere. Go find it. Get the audiobook, get something, and watch what happens. If you've read this book already and have a similar experience with it, let me know. It'd be really cool to hear about other people who found this book as motivating as I did. Again, even though that's a no word, it's very motivating, and it helped me create habits that did change my life. You got to promise to give it back, but if somebody does want this to read for themselves, I'd be happy to lend it to someone. But go pick up this book and read this book. I'm not this passionate about many things, but David Goggins is the man. He has another book out now called Never Finished. Also very good. Recommend that one. But first, start with Can't Hurt Me. You won't regret it. Thank you again for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe. We got a lot more videos coming. Again, this is only day 4 of 100. So please do subscribe. Stick around for the ride. We're going to have a lot of value here, just like we did today. Can't wait to see everyone again tomorrow. Have a good one.